Hello everyone, it's Veronica and welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to do my June wrap up and I'm really excited to share with you guys these books just because most of them and probably almost all of them I did actually enjoy. There were a few that were 3s. I don't think there was any 2s, but I finished most of what was on my TBR. In front of me, besides this stack, I have everything that I did not read that was on my June TBR. So this wrap up, I'm going to go through all my books that I read for June. So let's get started in talking about these books. I have my laptop right beside me, or in front of me, I guess you should say, and I'm going to talk about each book, and I most likely did a review on all of the books, or most of the books that I've read came out in a video that will be linked down in the description box below for you guys to check out and to really see my in-depth review. And yeah, let's get started. The first book I'm going to talk to you guys about is The King of Scars. I rated this 5 stars and I really enjoyed it. As you can see, I got all these tabs. I tabbed nearly all my favorite parts, and I also did a book review on my blog about it. This had moderate reviews on Goodreads, but I liked it. I loved Six of Crows and I enjoyed Shadow and Bones. I liked it. I mean, I think I gave it like all 4 stars. So I'm glad that this was a mix between Shadow and Bones and Six of Crows, and also character-wise, it is a mix. King of Scars, and just in general, the Grishaverse books, like Shadow and Bones and Six of Crows, it very much is young adult, so if you guys want to check it out, I do suggest so. So I really enjoyed this, and this was my first book I read in June. The next book I read was Lovely War by Julie Berry, and I also rated this 5 stars. It is a historical romance, and I very much enjoyed this. It is about World War I, which is a hard topic, and for some reason I actually really enjoy World War I books. I love them because they've just got something to talk about, and it's not just your typical historical romance. This was a really nice historical romance to read. There was a good amount of romance, but there was also a good amount of like war or history behind it. What would this be? I think this would be a young adult. I think it's great as a young adult. So I gave this 5. I think I really enjoyed it, and to me, it deserved 5 stars. It was just such a beautiful read. The next book I read, which I thought I read this later in the month, but apparently I didn't, it was All the Crooked Saints by Maggie Stiefvater. I gave this book 3 stars. I think it was just because like the plot and the way it was written was just kind of average to me. I loved the detail that was put into it, but the plot, it wasn't there for me. I did a review on it and on my blog, so you guys can go check that down in the description box below. I did enjoy this pretty well. It's not that it was bad, it's just I think the plot could have been a lot better and could have been a lot just more developed. Yeah, I'm slightly disappointed in the way All the Crooked Saints turned out, but I feel like maybe it wasn't on my style. It's very middle grade to young adult. It's got a bit of romance, but also a bit of like magic, or in this case miracles. So All the Crooked Saints was pretty good. Like I said, pretty middle grade to young adult, so if you guys are interested, I do suggest checking it out, but for me it was okay. The next book I read that was really good for me and I really enjoyed was House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. This is in the Crescent City series, and this is the very first book, and I gave it 5 stars. I started reading Sarah J. Maas this year, even though I've had her books on my shelf for a few months, but I really very much enjoyed this book. You guys can hear my thoughts down in the description box below in my Crescent City reading vlog. I really enjoyed this. My next book that I read, I was slightly disappointed in, just because the fact that I heard good things about it, and I got it and was like, you know what, I'm really interested in reading it. But it turned out for me. It was In 5 Years by Rebecca Serle. I mentioned in my mid-year book freakout tag, this was my most disappointed, and it's true. I wanted it so much to be so much better, and I gave it a 3.5. It was just, this book was not expected, and I wish it was better. So that's all I'm going to say about this book. The next book I read was something I really enjoyed. It was Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare, and I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. I am a huge fan of hers. Obviously, I rated this 5 stars. I loved everything about it. I'm a huge fan of Cassandra Clare, so I expected it to be around the 4s or the 5s. Gave it a 5. This book, Chain of Gold, loved. It was loved. You know, it was just great. The next few books I'm going to be talking about were part of my Pride Month reading vlog part 1, and these part 1 featured male romances, and the first book I'm going to be talking about is Slippery Creatures by KG Charles, and I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. I think I just liked the fact that there was like a mystery in it, and it's part of a series, the Will Darling Adventures series, and this is book 1. It came out this year. I did enjoy Slippery Creatures. I liked the romance mainly, and I also liked the mystery behind it. I love the romance. They were amazing together. They have very good chemistry, and I really liked it. Book 2 of part 1 was The Soldier's Scoundrel by Sebastian, and I liked this. I rated it 4 stars, and this is part of the Turner series. This is book 1. I do want to read all the other books, and I rated it 4 stars. The romance was fabulous. It was great. Yet another case of plot could have been better, but the romance was definitely priority. I don't want to get too much into it, but romance was there, and I really enjoyed it. Book 3, 4, and 5 were Wolf Song, Raven Song, and Heart Song by TJ Klune, part of the Green Creek series, and I rated it 5 stars. Each book, their romance was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. And the way TJ Klune wrote their romances, and just the detail, the way it was just so softly spoken for a werewolf story. I don't want to talk about it a lot here. It will be down in the description box below for you guys to watch and just hear what I thought about these 3 books. The next 3 books, again, I read were Captive Prince Part 1, Captive Prince Part 2, and then King's Rising Book 3, all by C.S. Bassett, and I rated this every single one of them 5 stars. I so enjoyed it. There is a trigger warning for a rape scene. It wasn't caused by our main character and the love interest. It was a scene that our main characters witnessed. So I didn't like that. I didn't like reading it, so I skipped over that bit. I did enjoy everything else. I enjoyed their romance. I loved the enemies to lovers aspect to it. I'm glad I read it because it was enjoyable. That was it for my Pride Month Part 1 video. Now let's go to Part 2. Part 2 was all female romances, and the first book I read was Something to Talk About by Meryl Wilsner, and I rated this 4 stars. I very much enjoyed it, and I think it was just the fact that their romance was really cute. It was just pretty slow burn, and it will be in the description box below for you to check out, so I don't want to explain too much here. The next book I read was The Falling in Love Montage by Chiara Smith, and I rated this 3 stars. I didn't enjoy it as much. I wish I did. The next book I read was Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo, and I enjoyed it. I rated 5 stars. It is a novel in verse, and I love novel in verses. Elizabeth Acevedo did a fantastic job, and so I really enjoyed it and rated it 5 stars. It's it deals with so much about family, and it was just the importance of being together and supporting each other as family. Kamino and Yahara, they're half-sisters, but they don't know about it. This is about them discovering that they're half-sisters and that their father really led a double life. I just enjoyed this book a lot for its family aspect, and I think you guys should read it. The next book I read was Before You Say I Do by Clare, and I rated this 4 stars. I enjoyed this. I had heard mixed reviews about it, so I was like, okay, I'm not expecting too much about it, and this was featured as one of my biggest surprises for the mid-year book freakout tag, and I just enjoyed it a lot. But you guys can go check out my reaction in the video. And the last book I read was 100% another disappointment. It was The Summer of Impossibilities. What can I say about this book but the fact that it had a lot of similarities friendship-wise to the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and I don't remember details of the Sisterhood, mainly because it's been so long since I read it. I didn't read it since I watched it, my bad, but I didn't enjoy it. I gave it 3. I think I would have rated it 2. I don't know why I rated it a 3. I wish I knew. I kind of want to change my rating now to a 2, just because I don't remember any of the good parts in books, and if I rated a 3, I usually remember the good parts, but I don't remember a single detail. The next book in my part 2 reading vlog for Pride Month was Casting Lacey. I'm for some reason going out of order in this Goodreads. I go more in order in my actual video for you guys to check out. So I gave this a 4 star. I like this. The chemistry between our 2 main characters was, yeah, it was great. It was great. The next book was Flavor of the Month. I also gave this 4 stars. It was a enemies to lovers situation, but it started out as a friends to lovers, and then lovers to enemies, and then back to enemies to lovers. I think their chemistry and connection towards each other, just gravitating towards each other and just pulling each other back, was just great, and I enjoyed it. The next book I read was Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall, and I rated it 4 stars. I want to say thank you so much to NetGalley for providing me an e-arc for me to give you guys an honest review, and my honest review is down in the description box below to my Goodreads to my review. And I go more in depth into why I liked it so much, and I will let you guys read that instead of talking about it more, because I feel like I would have repeated myself. The next 3 books are part of a series on How to Catch an Alpha series by Aurora Rose Reynolds. And the first book is Catching Him, second book is Baiting Him, and the third book is Hooking Him. Hooking Him came out on June 16th, and also again, thank you to NetGalley for providing me Hooking Him early as an arc, and I also go more in depth on Goodreads about it, so my review will be down below. Catching Him and Baiting Him, I didn't do a strong review on it. I just rated it, I think, was what I did. Yeah, I basically just said what I thought, and it was a 1-sentence thing, but my main focus was on Hooking Him, which I wanted to write an honest review about, and it will be down below for you guys to check out. I rated all 3 books a 4, and it was good. I very much enjoyed it. I thought it was, because the series is How to Catch an Alpha, I expected werewolf, but it's actually just a contemporary adult romance. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. The next book I read, yet again, thank you to NetGalley for another arc. This came out in early or mid-June, and it was Beach Read by Emily Henry, and it was fantastic. I rated it 5 stars. 5 stars, well deserved though. I just enjoyed it a lot, and I very much enjoyed it. I wrote a review on my blog, which will be down below, and I just thought the romance was there. The way the enemies to lovers situation, I loved it, and I think it was just very much enjoyable. It was their development as characters and towards each other was so great, and I very much enjoyed it. So down below, guys, check it out. The next book I read was How to Fail at Flirting by Denise Williams, and thank you yet again to NetGalley for providing me an e-arc, and this book is coming out on December 1st this year, so my rating will not be published until at least November, but when it is published, I will put it down below for you guys to actually check it out. I'm really excited for you guys to hear what I thought about this book, and I really enjoyed it. I rated it 5 stars because it was just that good. Hey guys, so I don't know why, but I have the physical copies, but I just don't seem to show it here, but do not worry, I will put the photo up for you guys to see what the cover looks like. The next book I read was The Kingdom of Back by Mary Lou, and my review just got published last night, June 30th, my bad, June 30th, and I rated this 3 stars. It was a good middle grade book, but for me, I didn't enjoy it. I don't know why. I think I talked about how I don't know why either on my blog. So it was a great middle grade book, and I think I would have enjoyed this if I were a lot younger. But this book did come out recently in like March, so can't expect much. But for all you guys middle graders out there who want to check it out, I think I should. It's very good as a middle grade book. The next book I read was The Stars We Steal by Alexa Dawn, and I rated this 4 stars. I very much enjoyed this. I have a review on it down in the description box below for you guys to check out. I really liked it. It was a sci-fi romance, enemies to lovers situation. I enjoyed it actually. My review will be down below, and the next book will also be down below, and it is also by Alexa Dawn. It is Brightly Burning, also by Alexa Dawn. And I rated this 4.5. What stopped me from from that 0.5 into 5 was just the fact that the plot could have been so much better, I think was what I said. It will be down in the description box yet again for you guys to check out. And those 3 books, Kingdom of Back, Those Stars We Steal, and then Brightly Burning, those were part of my end of June reading vlog, which will be down in the description box below, and it was great. I enjoyed that. I didn't think I would finish the books fast because I finished recording yesterday morning, and I had the whole day free, and I didn't know what to do, so I read 2 extra books. These 2 books, thank you to NetGalley for providing me an e-arc. It came out already. It came out recently, like maybe the last week of June, so very, very recent. And it is in the Billionaires Club series by Leslie North. The first book is The Billionaire's Pregnant Competition, and the second book is The Billionaire's Pretend Girlfriend, and I rated both of them 3 stars. Why? Down in the description box below. I feel like it kept me from a 4 plot-wise. Also, they were short. They were at least 150 pages, or maybe even 200. Maybe I'm just being dumb. But they were very short, and that was okay, but I also guess that's why it was, the plot was so quick, but I don't know, it was okay for me, and more in my reviews will be down in the description box below, so thank you guys so much for coming to watch this June wrap-up. I enjoyed all of these books. If you guys have read any of these books too, comment that down below, and also if you guys just want to read these books, if you guys want to try it out, comment that down below too. I want to hear everything you guys say about any of these books, if you guys want to try it out, or if you've been interested to trying it out, or maybe you didn't like this book, and you can comment that down below too, because I love reading what you guys say, so comment that down below. Also, give this video a thumbs up and hit that red subscribe button down below. All the support, it would be great. Thank you guys so much for 60 subscribers. You guys are absolutely incredible. I probably wouldn't be doing booktube content at all if you guys weren't here to support me and to be there for me, and I wouldn't enjoy doing booktube content for you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, and hit the red subscribe button. And I will, talking so fast, I will see you guys next time for more booktube content. Thank you guys so much. Bye.